there's interest that starts to accrue on that tax payment. So when you do eventually get paid, you get paid not only the taxes you would have been paid, but you get paid the interest for that period of time.
Mm-hmm.
What if they can't pay him? What if their state can't pay him? Do we get the property? I mean, what's the? There has to be some risk.
I haven't walked through the mechanics. Go ahead.
I've got the whole, but I would like, the next step, I think, is that I have the entire ordinance from Wells, as well as their application and their process.
I was just asking the simple question of what if...
So I'm
you wouldn't want them to live 50 years owing you all their city taxes.
Well, I don't, my concern would be...
If they're 70, I don't think you have that problem.
My concern would be if they're on a limited income, which I guess 300% of poverty level would be considered limited income, or whatever the measurements are to defer the taxes. I was just asking the question, if when they expire, if they don't have an estate, or how do you get the money back if there's no money?
There has to be some kind of initial assessment that there's value in the equity in the real estate, so that whether they sell it sold at the time of their death or they sell it during their lifetime, the mortgage
would get the money then.
Here's one little thing in the second page, Nancy, paragraph 4 at the bottom, that I didn't remember from the first reading. It states that listening total, town send a bill, listening total, this is if they die or move. Yep. Town sends a bill together with interest accrued and specifying the due and payable date, in most cases within 45 days of the date of notice. If you've died and your estate is taking care of your affairs, and we sent the bill out in any short order, 45 days isn't a long enough time.
No, it's not.
Because you're not even through probate and whatever for a personal representative to be able to list your house for 6 months. So, I don't know, that I hadn't tuned into before. Something for a question.
I mean, it just seems to me to be, I think the program sounds like a great idea, or not program, method. But I was just curious as to the other side of the coin. If after they go through probate, there's nothing left, do we take, I don't understand, like who,
So, again, I think whenever you take an interest in real estate, because it's tied, this whole process would be tied to an interest in the property. Mm-hmm. If they're renters, they're paying property taxes through their rent. But if they own the property and there's a mortgage on it, somebody's got to make an initial assessment that the city's lien for taxes is going to be honored because there's enough equity left beyond that mortgage. I don't know that process. We'd have to look into it.
Well, I believe the city, on any lien, as far as taxes is concerned, has first.
We're priority.
Yeah, I mean,
Personally,
over everybody.
After the IRS? Or
Yeah.
before
No,
the IRS?
Before.
Before. We're number one.
Really?
Yep.
Thought they trumped everybody.
I didn't mean to suggest.
No, I think we have to look into it. I think it's an issue we have to look into.
Well,
But if you live to be, you're 70 and you live to be 80, 85, and you could be putting an awful burden on your heirs so that they never could,
they couldn't keep the house.
they couldn't